NIAD has been in existence for, I think this is the 26th year. We started in this location, I think, in the mid-'80s. So it's been around quite a while. The founders were Elias and Florence Katz. They started actually three other organizations in the Bay Area. One's called Creative Growth and the other one's Creativity Explored. We're pretty open as far as people that can come to the program. The disabilities are mainly cognitive. We have a few people with physical disabilities. And the age range and diversity is pretty amazing. I mean, we have ages from 18 to 88. We want to create a community here in the studio where they can create work that by exhibiting the work, in the gallery and throughout the area, it's more of community integration. It's instilling pride in what they do, competence, independence. I mean, they make 50% of everything that they sell. So that gives them an income where they can go out and buy whatever they need to support themselves. The work that's created here is put in a category called outsider art in terms of the wider art market. And that market is growing and growing and growing. There's fairs in New York City, there's fairs in the South, and there's a pretty big following of people that are interested in this type of work. But some of this work does get exhibited in major museums, and it sort of crosses into the mainstream. And that's been happening more and more, so we're getting audiences building. The thing that I enjoy the most about my job really is putting the work in a position where it defies people's expectations. And I think a lot of the work here does defy people's expectations, and part of that community integration is getting the work into an atmosphere or a gallery and a mainstream setting where it's with other artists. There's no segregation. It's just mainstream art world. Currently, from my perspective, we're seeing a pretty big transition in terms of the artists that are coming here. Our program, that age diversity, presents a situation where we have artists that were in institutions 30 years ago, and they're working in our studio. They had different opportunities as opposed to some of the younger generation that's coming in, where there's a lot more programs, the families are more involved, and that's forcing us to sort of change because, for the better in terms of offering independent living skill classes, going out into the community more with field trips, museums, because the parents want that and the artists want that themselves too. I mean, this isn't a board and care program. I mean, we want people to be active, doing stuff and learning while they're here as well. I think one of the most rewarding experiences I've had is when the artists actually get to see the work in a location where it was bought. Most artists, and it's the same for our artists here, the work gets purchased. They don't know where it goes a lot of the time. They make it, it's bought, they get a check, and that's it. But on occasion, depending on who buys it, like a foundation, they get to go actually see the work, and there's a party and whatnot. And seeing their reaction to from the audience and the people that think their work is great is tremendous. It really is wonderful to see them get the credit they deserve for their talents and their skill.